Hello, hello. What's up, vaqueros? Welcome back to the T with D. I'm here with JR and Ozzy. Ozzy, JR, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
All right, boys. What's say? It's pretty gloomy day, eh?
For a Friday?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think today is perfect weather for a Friday. You know, you put your boots on, put your little jacket on, dress up a little bit.
You know, it's a little cold, it's a little wet, and people are finding themselves, by themselves. And for all you lonely loners out there, you lone wolves, hey, this one goes out to you. This is All By Myself by Eric Carmen. And that was All By Myself by Eric Carmen. Ozzy, you good? Everybody good?
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, boys. About a week. Not about a week. About 3 days before having you on the show, I asked you to do a little bit of homework. You know why?
Why is that?
We're at war, boys.
I believe with Russia.
Why is, just in case for all you people out there that have been under a rock, Russia has indeed invaded Ukraine. People believe that they're about a week out from the capital. What's y'all's pulse on this? What's going down?
Here's what I think. I don't think we can attack them directly with troops and our Air Force. However, I believe we can attack them through sanctions.
Now, okay, listen. Now, I've seen a lot of political debate on this. Now, the biggest contributors in political media right now, at least through my perspective, have been saying the same thing, and that is no one's going to do anything about it. There's a good chance that Russia's going to take Ukraine. A lot of civilians, a lot of innocent lives are going to be lost, but at the end of the day, it's no one's going to come for their rescue. No one's going to intervene. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I think it comes to a certain point where we're going to have to try and stop him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a dictator like Putin, he's going to want to continue to take over small, little countries and grow and, I guess, further his power. So I think the sooner we try and stop him, the better it's going to be for everyone.
JR, what do you think?
I mean, it's always been the legacy of Russia now, having to expand on more land.
Yeah.
But I guess in this time, Putin is like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Putin has gotten a little power hungry.
I think that's the biggest thing right now. I think he's just kind of going on a little. He's a tyrant at the moment. He's going off. He's going crazy, and I think it's a very scary situation, but it's a very real situation that we need to recognize. And if this escalates anymore, this might be there's beliefs. There's political beliefs that within our lifetime, our boys, we're going to see a world war.
Now, I don't think it's going to come to a world war.
Yeah.
Everyone has that annoying little brother, and sometimes it just takes that big brother to step up and put him in his place.
Wow. You saying Russia's little brother?
Russia is our little brother.
Whoa.
Did you not see Rocky IV?
Dude, this is crazy. So I was just about to say that. I was like, dude, so he's like, is Ukraine like Rocky right now? Because Ukraine is the underdog. Ukraine only has like a population of what? Like, I want to say like 44 million. Like, I think, like if you dropped off Texas, like they'd be fine. But I mean, as of right now,
I think Texas alone can handle Russia.
You know what's crazy? This morning, I just see everything. This nickname. The Ghost of Kivok. The Ghost of Kivok.
I think I heard something about that. He was a fighter pilot.
There's
correct?
a Ukraine fighter pilot. His nickname is called the Ghost of Kivok, and he has single-handedly already taken down 6 Russian aircraft carriers. The dude is already a legend.
And that's 6 confirmed.
That's 6 confirmed. So we don't know if he's still popping off. He's on a kill streak right now.
So literally, he just decided to hop in the pregame lobby, and he's like, I'm gonna go solo squads today.
Dude, he's solo. This is insane because this is like I don't think we've really grasped the situation of what's happening before our very eyes. We see it in the history books. We've talked all about it, but we are seeing a dictatorship country coming out and basically annihilating, taking over this country, Ukraine. And I think I think a lot of people need to wake up and realize, hey, listen, this world isn't all sunshine and rainbows. And at the end of the day, this is probably gonna move forward. Yeah, I mean, all you Instagram models out there, you can make your case. You can go on Snapchat or Twitter, whatever, and say your prayers to Ukraine. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're gonna be taking over.
Everything's happening so fast.
Yeah.
I just think that people aren't able to, I guess, comprehend what's happening right before our eyes. Because, I mean, if you really think about it, this is going to be in history books. It is a big part that is happening right now. I think the simple situation is to simply tell Chicago that Russia said Chief Keef ain't no hitter.
Chief Keef ain't no hitter.
I mean, boom, problem solved. I think that's the end of it.
It's just so crazy. Like, hey, JR, what?
I think it's a slowly descending situation. Like, it's kind of sad. To think about, like, how even after all these years of trying to achieve an alliance between all nations.
Yeah, and so that's the big thing too. Russia's not part of NATO, right?
No.
Russia's like, nah.
Ukraine's not part of NATO.
Ukraine's not part of NATO, but Ukraine was coming towards NATO, and Russia's apparently. The day of the attacking, when they started invading, Putin came out and said, "Listen, if we don't do this now, Ukraine goes with NATO, and we're seen as the enemy," or something along those lines of saying, "Listen, Ukraine joining NATO is already like an act of war, pretty much, and so we just started the fight first."
I don't think it's Ukraine joining Russia so much. It's Russia taking Ukraine by force. That's why I'm saying if we cut off Russia's supplies through sanctions, I think that's the best option. They're gonna run out eventually.
See, now that's been proposed, but listen, Russia's with China, and so if we stop sanctioning to Russia, China's gonna stop sanctioning to us. I see that's a problem.
I think that comes down.
A whole bunch of stuff comes from China.
I think that comes down to a meeting with China then. I mean, if we really don't want to see a World War III, we're going to have to do something,
So what if that happens? What if it comes to World War III? We're 3 healthy 19-year-old males. JR, are you going to get drafted?
Yeah. If I do. I mean, if I do get drafted.
Boys, there's a good chance. I mean, we're young bucks over here. We're in college. We're still, athletically feasible to do, whatever's asked of us. I think we're the cream of the crop, in my opinion. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I mean, if I was a recruiter and I saw me, I was like, dang, I would snatch myself so quickly, it wouldn't be funny, bro.
I think if you put me in that war zone with a red bandana, a mullet, some ammo around my chest, just like Rambo.
You're gonna Rambo it?
I mean, it's over.
You're gonna Rambo it?
Look, if the rules are still the same, as I was reading back in the draft, I know if you had any major surgeries, if you were flat-footed, diabetic, or if you were the firstborn son in your family, you are not getting drafted.
So that was another thing. Was it you that talked about flat-footed with me?
No, I am flat-footed though.
You are flat-footed. Now that's a big occurrence. That comes up a lot. Are flat-footed people at a disadvantage than non-flat-footed people?
I honestly don't believe in that. I'm flat-footed. I've got around very perfectly.
Yep.
Okay, but are there like some shoes that are like uncomfortable to you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Literally, like Vans, Converse, put them out the window. I'm not gonna wear them.
Wow, really?
100%. I gotta put gel insoles because
Whoa.
my feet start to hurt.
Wow.
Really?
Okay, so I'm still confused on like the flat foot dynamic. So you guys don't have the arch, right? That's what the whole thing is.
Yeah, basically, I literally have bone spurs in my feet.
Like all of the foot is touching the ground, right?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's insane. All right, boys. Okay. Drafts and flat foot. Keep that in mind. 'Cause we got to
Giraffes.
go to a music break real quick. What are we playing, Ozzy? You can give us the outro on this guy.
We are now gonna play Rihanna by Fleetwood Mac.
And that was Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac. Those guys, are those guys still around?
Recently, they've been, or yes, the past 2 years.
Are you
they've been blowing
serious?
up from TikTok because of Dreams.
Oh yeah, I
Oh.
know the cranberry juice guy.
Yeah.
He was big, and he brought him back, and that was their dream song. That was good, but who was the lead person for Fleetwood Mac? It was that chick. What was her name?
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks. Did she die? Has she passed away?
No, I think she's still around.
She's still around?
Yeah.
How old is she? She's got to be what? Because Fleetwood Mac, that was a big late 70s, early 80s band, right?
Mm-hmm.
She had to be like, she's like what? 50s?
56.
50s?
50, 60. Let me look this up. This is going to kill me.
So,
But you know what I also got?
as I was doing research on the whole Russia-Ukraine situation,
Yeah.
I know the U.S. did sanctions on 2 of their largest banks,
Yeah.
and the European Union also did sanctions on their financial and transportation situations. I'm not too sure about
Whoa.
specific details, but I know that we are already starting on sanctions with Russia.
So can you give us the rundown of sanctions real quick? Like how does that work?
Putting me on the spot here.
I am, dude. This is put on the spot type moments right here. We are
Okay, so basically, us putting sanctions on Russia, it's a penalty for disobeying rules or a law. So, like I said, we did cut off 2.
Yeah, because Russia's just so big on obeying rules and laws.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
of course.
I got all the info I needed from Rocky 4, pumping Drago full of steroids. I mean,
Oh,
I already know
dude.
those are dirty
I'm telling you
dogs.
right now, if we put Rocky 4 into Russia, case closed. Easy. Done. Dunzo. Fatalo.
I think we just deploy a bunch of troops, pump them full of steroids, put them in American flag boxers, and I think that's the end of it.
Yep.
This
Overlord style.
is such BS, man. Russia keeps coming up and up every other year. Oh, Russia's doing this, Russia's doing that. Man, Russia's such a man.
Such a man.
Someone's gotta I don't know, man. It's just Russia's different. It's a different country, man. It's different. They wake up, they fight a bear, take a shower in ice cold water, and then they I don't know, eat cheese. They're just different. They're different beings over there.
They're different beings, but like I said, with sanctions on them,
Listen,
done.
if Rocky could do it, I can do it. You gotta remember his speech at the end, bro. If you can change, we all can change. How does it go? Dude, I love Rocky, dude. That's such a vibe watching Rocky 4. Cause what was that? That was 85, right?
85.
That was in the midst of 80s movies.
The peak of it.
Dude, was that wasn't when he was still having beef with Arnold, right? Because remember, Sylvester and Arnold were going at it at a time, and I think it was in the 80s, the heart of the 80s.
In the 80s, I believe they were still beefing when he did make Rocky 4.
Because I know he did Cliffhanger, he did Over the Top. He's actually come out and stated, listen, I did all these movies just to stay with Arnold and to make sure I kept Arnold in his place because everyone wanted to work with Arnold.
I think Arnold was a big name at the time.
Yeah.
And if you got your name next to his, I think your career was set. I mean, think about it. You can't think of Arnold without Sylvester Stallone.
You know what? I would agree with you on that. But Rocky and everything Sylvester Stallone has done. I mean, Sylvester Stallone directed like Rocky 4. He directed Rocky 3. I don't know if he directed Rocky 3, but I know he directed Rocky 4. And I remember, like, he was the big, because, you know, Dredd, right? He did, like, that comic book movie, Dredd.
Yep.
That actually, like, paved the way for Blade, Ghost Runner, and I don't know. I think Sylvester did a lot more behind the scenes than Arnold did, but Arnold definitely had a big impact in that, like, 80s action movie industry.
I think Arnold was more of a 80s staple on screen. Sylvester kind of wrote and was more behind the scenes. He was more so setting the scene. Arnold would play out that scene. I think those were two different roles, and I think they did a lot.
JR, what's your favorite Arnold movie?
Oh man, what's that one kids movie where he was like, put that cookie down?
Oh, Kindergarten Cop?
Yeah, that's Kindergarten Cop. Yeah,
Kindergarten Cop.
I was about to say Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Now that's a movie, dude. Jingle All the Way is
Turbo Man.
Dude. Oh, okay, wait. Jingle All the Way. Dude, there's a weird story behind that movie. You know the villain, or not the villain, but the neighbor that likes to hit on Arnold's wife in that movie?
Yep.
He was a comedian, right? He was really big. Have you ever seen it's an old TV show. It's called News Radio. Have you ever heard of it, JR?
No.
They had him on it. They had a young Joe Rogan on it. Look it up. News Radio. It's this super cool little show that ran, I think, early 90s. But it had him in it, right? That comedian. Let me see if I can find his name. Because it's going to kill me if I don't know his name. But yeah, crazy story about that guy. He was actually, he was big, right? He was real big. Phil Hartman, that was his name. He was real big in SNL. He was a big, huge comedic character during that time. But his wife was not. This story is crazy. I'll tell the story first, and I'll try to, dig into their lives. But basically, the wife committed a murder-suicide.
Oh my.
The wife kills Phil Hartman, and she kills herself while their two children are in, like, the room over.
No. It's supposed to be a comedy?
This is a lady that's like been with him, for like 10 plus years. They've been married. But she just thought within her mind that, like, oh man, he's not loyal to me, or maybe not so much not being loyal, but like, man, he's out there and I'm here. I guess there was just some part of her that that's a crazy story. I bring it up only because of how, like, crazy it seemed to me when I first heard it. But yeah, look up Phil Hartman and look up his death. It's pretty crazy how that all played out.
I think me and you have two definitions of crazy, because the craziest thing I ever found out in my life was, as I grew up, realizing Arnold and Sylvester Stallone were on steroids.
Dude,
that broke my heart.
When I heard about, like, Sylvester Stallone, and he was, like, in an airport, and he got busted for, like, having just, like, all these, like, steroid drugs on him, I was like, dang, bro.
I mean,
that's tough.
Not to say that, steroids are bad. I mean, if you're in the bodybuilding scene, I mean, they're acceptable. But if you're just a random, gym goer, I don't think you should be taking steroids or SARMs. I mean, at most, you should probably be taking creatine. I mean,
all right, okay, wait. Everyone pause for a second. So this was the big thing. This is why I had you guys on the show as well. Before the Ukraine and Russia came out, I wanted you guys to talk about fitness. We've had a lot of people come in, and a lot of feedback around getting in shape. How do I start? Where do I go? What supplements? Protein? Blah blah blah. Ozzy, a little background about yourself, real quick. Tell us, please.
Like my fitness wise.
Yeah. Sports wise,
basically,
athletic wise.
Basically, I've just been doing powerlifting for about 4 years, all of high school.
Yeah.
I didn't really take dieting that seriously up until this past year.
You're a big guy, man. You're built. You're a built.
Yeah.
I know you can't see him, but Ozzy's a built guy, man. He's tough.
I
He's
try.
one tough dude.
I try. I know people do have difficulty with dieting and working out, but the hardest part is commitment. It's not so much eating or dieting or taking yourself to the gym. It's about staying committed to it. I mean, as long as you're committed. I went from 260 to 230 in about
Big jump.
like 3 months. So
JR, what about yourself, JR?
Well, I'm not really into, what do you call it, bodybuilding, but I'm always for strength. I'm always trying to look for ways to build
we
on
talked
strength.
about it last episode, but I met JR through the gym, actually through rock climbing. This guy is a unit. You ask him to do anything, like 30 minutes, he's gonna have a firm grip on it. Like he's gonna know what's up. Just athletes. I got 2 athletes with me, Ozzy and JR. And the reason I brought you on the show was we've had a lot of people asking, okay, where do I start? And I'm no expert on the case, but I mean, I think a big thing with everybody is consistency. I think you just gotta stick with it.
you do.
And I think a lot of people find themselves, going to the gym, they're doing cardio, they're trying to eat right, but it never lasts. It never lasts, right? How do you make it last? How do you get people out of that mindset of I'm trying, but I'm most likely gonna fail to, I'm doing this every day. Ain't no way I'm stopping.
The most common problem that people always tell me is that they never have time, but then there's always like some hours out of the day, at least an hour. There's an hour in your day at least.
Even if it's just like in your room doing push-ups, sit-ups. I mean, if you can get a solid hour of some physical, working out in, then that's good. I think that will help tremendously in like lifestyle and in every aspect of life. What do you think, Ozzy?
I think it's more so before you begin, you got to think of a goal in mind. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to build muscle? Do you want to just lose fat? Everyone has to start with the goal in their mind.
You see, I think when a lot of people, start, they don't have that. They don't have the goal. They don't think, okay, what am I working towards, or am I just doing this to do this? You got to have a goal.
And that's the biggest thing. People say, I want to start working out, but they're not thinking of their end goal in mind. They just want to go to get bigger.
Exactly.
And it's not necessarily pushing weight and pushing heavy weight. If you want to start with calisthenics, I think that's perfectly fine. Calisthenics is like the best, not more so beginner, but to help you start off. Start going to the gym, pull-ups, push-ups, burpees, crunches. A lot of people think, oh, if I want to lose weight or if I want to get bigger, you got to work out 2 times a day. You got to do at least like 3 hours of cardio. That is very, very wrong.
Now, Ozzy, what have we been doing? Because I've been working out with you lately. Usually I've just been by myself, going in the mornings, doing a little bit of cardio after, and then probably going back around late afternoon, grabbing some more cardio, just whatever. But what have we been doing lately?
So lately, you're doing my workouts.
Dude,
and
listen to Ozzy's workouts right here. These are insane. These are not fun. We always make the joke, like when we're working out with Ozzy, like this is not fun. I'm not having a fun time. I'm dying over here. But it's insane because we go to the gym, right? The rec.
Yeah.
Throughout all our workouts, at least 3 to 4 people always come up to Ozzy and ask him, "Oh, what's that?" or "What does that workout do?" And I'm not lying. That happens, right, Ozzy?
it happens a lot.
Run us through our shoulder workout we did.
Okay,
just
a
yesterday.
shoulder workout. So
This one
basically,
was killer.
we're going to start off with dumbbell shoulder press to work out stability and to build up muscle, because for the past weeks we've been doing barbell shoulder press. That really works out more
That's
strength.
right. Yeah.
So basically, we're going to start off with dumbbell shoulder press 4x15. After that, going straight into dumbbell flies. After dumbbell flies, you do front raises to work out those front delts, build that shelf. That way you can start piling books on top of yourself. After that, we are going into dumbbell rear delt slides.
Now, but tell the sets. How many reps are we doing?
So
This is.
there's different rep ranges for everyone. You know,
But what have we been doing mostly?
We have been doing 4x25.
100 reps. 4x25. That's 100 reps. We have been doing that almost every day. For chest, back, arms, shoulders, even legs we do 4x25 sometimes.
course.
Is this power building?
Yes,
This isn't
I
even
was
power.
literally about
Like-
to say that.
Bruh, like, it's so weird because, like, my workouts in general have all been, like, four sets by 12, right? And that last set, see if I can get up to 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've always gotten, like, a good pump. Always been a great workout. But I've never been, like, overly, like, gotta get these in. With Ozzy, man, dude, I'm killing myself out there, dude. Dude, Ozzy, you go to town, man.
Yeah, so basically my end goal, you know, like
Yeah.
I said, you got to start with the end goal.
Oh, that was a big thing. Okay, you
Yes.
go first, and then I'll say mine.
So my end goal was to lose weight, but at the same time, keep my strength and build muscle along the way. So I'm in a calorie deficit right now. I'm doing 1,500 through 1,600 1,800 calories a day with around 240 grams of protein. So usually my workouts, I'm doing medium to heavyweight for high reps. It's like I was about to say, there's different rep ranges. 1 through 5 is usually the powerlifting range. You're doing heavyweight for a minimal amount of reps, but you're having a lot of rest time in between those sets. What we're doing is, I guess, more on the bodybuilding side. We're fatiguing the muscle past the point, and we're tearing it down. That way blood can get in there even more. So it's really just about pushing the muscle and pushing the muscle fibers to break down and to repair faster.
I have a question. Are you basing your, the intensity of your workout off of the RPE?
I usually, so like compound lifts, like bench, squat, and dead, I do those. Those are the only ones I keep the rep range between 1 through 6. So like this past back day, we worked up to a RPE of 6, 475 for 1. And basically how it would work is I did 315 for 8 for a warm-up. And then I jumped to 405 for 2 sets of 4. And then my final 2 sets were 455 by 2, and then 475 for 1 for an RPE of 6. RPE basically means the difficulty of the lift. So 1 through 5, you know, you're not going to struggle with it that much. 5 through 10, that's when it starts getting a little heavier. That's when you're going to struggle a little more and have to fight for it.
Yeah.
So if that went over anybody's head, which how could it? Because it's Ozzy. Basically, he's pumping a lot of weight, a lot of reps, and he's a big, strong dude. And so the end game for you is, you know, to cut it, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know what my end game is? You know what I keep a picture of on my phone 24/7, 365? Patrick Bateman, American Psycho.
And you see,
Now that's a goal. I look at that. I wake up. I look at that picture. I think, man, that's me. I gotta get that.
so that's usually, I mean, from the workout he did in the movie, it was all calisthenics.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that is very, very achievable through
But-
moving weight.
Yeah. So his workout in real life is actually pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different for me because I've had to tweak it because Christian Bale comes from like a very like scrawny background, surfer type dude, you know. And he was able to get away with like mass amounts of eating. The dude would eat like I think he had like 5 meals altogether. I go in it. It's in season 1, one of the episodes. but his workout regimen and his diet regimen are insane. And speaking of diet regimen, like what's your diet looking at right now then? If you're in the calorie deficit. So calorie deficit. So in case people don't know, like what's that all about? Can you explain it real
So
quick?
basically, what I tell everyone that is looking, not so much for a diet, because I tell people don't look at it as a diet, look at it as a lifestyle change, because you can get addicted to the gym. You can.
Yeah.
And it's not so much of a bad thing.
I'm not gonna lie. If I don't go to the gym,
I have a bad day.
for a day. Yeah, I
exactly.
I feel bad about myself. I'm like, man, I didn't. Like you feel down.
Yeah.
And it's a real problem. I wouldn't say problem. Honestly, I like going to the gym. It's
So-
good, and you need to help.
Basically, I mean, as we move on in time, there are recipes that you can enjoy and eat, but I like to think of it as I'm eating for results. I'm not eating for taste. So it doesn't matter when I'm gonna eat. I keep it simple. I'm doing chicken, white rice, broccoli, because
Chicken,
that's what's
white
been working for me.
Okay, so my diet, what I've been doing lately, and I find I like it mainly because I'm good. I enjoy what I'm eating. The diet usually is actually very popular. It's not super popular, but I know like Terry Crews, Christian Bale, a lot of people have been on it. I like to do intermittent fasting, not because like I love starving myself like a weirdo, but I'm just not hungry in the mornings. And then like the late afternoons, I can still be like, I'm not really up for it.
So
And so my first meal is at 3 o'clock.
okay, so here's here's the thing. If your end goal is to put on more muscle, you're having to feed your muscles. So
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting is okay. It is fine. Bodybuilders have done it. Powerlifters have done it. It's worked, but everyone's body's different.
Yeah.
So that's my big emphasis on.
And so
on
like as
people.
of right now, like I like it and it's working. But like you said, it can't work for everyone, right?
So it can't work for everyone, but eventually you're gonna hit a plateau.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit a plateau. So
Yeah.
at one point, I'm going to stop moving heavy weight. I'm gonna be stuck on a weight, or I'm gonna be stuck at, let's say, 220, and I can't move down from there, and I can't move up. So I'm gonna hit that plateau, and then that's when the diet or that's when the training regimen comes in to change.
Yeah.
So basically, right now, like RJ said earlier, we're doing power building.
Yeah.
So a lot of people aren't so fond of it, but if you look at some of the greats, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Charles Glass, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger, you have Lou Ferrigno. Those guys were pushing heavy weight for high reps. And here's another topic, splits. For anyone who doesn't know what a split is, it's how you separate your workouts throughout the week. So you can do PPL, which is the most famous one done by Arnold.
Push, pull, legs.
Yep.
That's always fun, isn't it, JR?
Oh yeah.
Or you can do just different splits. Right now, I like to isolate my muscles.
I like the isolation. I dig that.
I
really
think,
like it.
I think I get a better pump when I isolate my muscles, when I can concentrate. It's not so much about doing different variety of workouts. It's about doing the same workouts and getting good at them. And that's how you're going to build muscle, and that's how you're going to build strength.
Yeah.
That's good. And so for all the listeners out there that say, okay, well, I go to the gym every day. I got a pretty good split. I like the build. I'm not eating out. I'm not eating great, but, I'm still maintaining. But I see people, they're buying, this pre-workout, these proteins, they're taking vitamins, they're taking something called creatine. I don't understand all of this. What is your take on supplements? What's the basics, JR?
I really think you should always do your research before you even buy a product.
Most definitely.
Is it because there are a handful of people or guys who just get it because their friend does, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem because then they start feeling or experiencing things that they've never experienced before because it's, what do you call it? They're inexperienced.
Yeah.
So my take on supplements is obviously do your research, but there are supplements out there that have been researched but not researched enough. I know a very very popular one that just came out was terkesterone, which is an ecdysteroid. It's found in little insects, and it works for a certain amount of months. You're gonna see results within 3 to 4 months. However, after that, it's basically going to do nothing for you. And I'm not saying not to take it, but I'm saying if you do take it, you're going to be wasting your money in the long run. If you do really want to see if you do really want to see,
if you want to see some steroids, come on down.
if you really want to see some results from taking this specific supplement, terkesterone, you're going to be actually taking up to 6 pills a day.
See, that's not
And
right.
you know, I mean, obviously, no one wants to do that. I know people hop on SARMs, and that's not very smart.
See, now SARMs is insane, because the cycle for SARMs, at least from what I heard, it's not super hard.
Here's the thing: it's not super hard to keep up with. It's not super
Yeah.
hard to take. However, it's only been tested on animals.
Yeah, and that's another big thing.
There's
It's like-
never been a human-based study, and everyone that has hopped on it has, when they hop off their cycle, they experience very low testosterone levels for their age. They experience muscle loss and fat gain. So SARMs in the long-term effect does hurt you compared to steroids. If you're going to take SARMs, you might as well just hop on,
Yeah. See,
you know, there's different TRT, there's Tren. I mean, you
So-
have a better chance on hopping on Tren or just testosterone, extra testosterone.
so I have another question for you. A lot of people have been asking about creatine. Should I get on creatine? My friend's on creatine, and I've noticed he's, getting a little bigger than me. He's a little stronger than me, but he says it's all natty. Like, what, JR, what's your take on it?
Because creatine is called natural, it's like produced from the body.
Mhm.
So, having it as a supplement is just to increase your, what do you call it?
Increase the production.
The production of it. And basically creatine, what it does is that it fills the muscle cells
Mhm.
with water.
It increases ATP.
Increases ATP. Okay. So what does that mean? What does that mean? What's happening?
It's protein synthesis. The basic biology. You start taking creatine. I believe there's 2 forms: monohydrate and I forgot the other one. But basically, if you do start taking creatine, I believe the only way you will see definite results is if you're on a diet,
Mm-hmm.
you are working out consistently,
Yeah.
and your water intake does have to go up by
Yes.
100%.
So that's a big thing.
Water retention.
So do you take creatine,
Yes,
JR?
yes, I do.
I as well take creatine. Ozzy, I know you don't. You're not taking creatine right now.
No, not right now.
Not right now. But I remember the first month of taking creatine. I remember, man, I would wake up cotton mouth, and like just random hours of the day I would get so dehydrated, and I remember I'd be drinking water. But if you're gonna take creatine, there's something that you have to remember. If at any time you feel like at least a bit parched, right, a little thirsty, that means you're already 10 times as thirsty as the average person.
Oh yes, 100%.
When you're taking creatine, it's taking up a lot of water, and it's putting it in those muscles, right?
Yes. So basically, like I said before, it increases ATP within the muscle system, and it's taking water that you intake and putting it into your muscles. So it's a lot more going into the muscles. That's why it is advised to start drinking a lot more water when you start taking creatine.
Now, JR, when do you take creatine?
I always take it after my workout, after I stack it with a protein shake.
Yeah, usually, when I take it, it'll usually be. I usually have my protein shake at night. I don't know why. I just like it. I like my protein.
I mean,
shake at night.
there's no problem with that. I mean, a lot of people argue, oh, there's an anabolic window after you work out or before you work out. My opinion is as long as you're getting your protein and as long as you're
Yeah.
getting your carbs in.
And,
you are
and
good.
so that was another big thing, when to take it. A lot of people believe, listen, before the workout, create the pre-workout and put
Mhm.
creatine within the pre-workout. What do you think about that?
So, there is another supplement out there called glycerol,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically increases more blood flow to your muscles, and in turn, it helps break down muscle fibers faster, and it helps them recover after the workout. So, what I was gonna do, I actually was gonna order it today off of Gorilla Mode. Very good supplement shop, by the way.
Oh, and so this substance is found in like pre-workouts?
Glycerol?
Yeah.
No, this is a separate supplement.
Oh, okay.
Basically, you can, in my opinion, you can take creatine whenever you want. Take it
Yeah.
before,
See,
after.
that's
Take
what I
it at the
think.
beginning of the day, whenever you want. You're taking creatine, it's gonna be in your body. Your
Yeah.
body naturally produces creatine.
Mm.
All you're doing by taking creatine is increasing the production in it.
Yeah.
So it's just like pre-workout. We have L-theanine in there. We have glutamine in our body already. So
Are you a believer in pre-workout? Do you take pre-workout?
I take pre-workout because I do believe it gives me better pumps.
You take pre-workout.
Yes.
Have you been taking pre-workouts before our workouts?
Yes.
I knew it. Dude, when you do the 4 sets at 25 and you do like 25 all in a row on the fourth set, I'm like, that is such BS. Dude, nah, JR, you need it. Oh, dude, JR's over here smiling. Dude, I'm being dead serious, bro. Dude, like, I'll be on my 15th rep and I'll take like a 5-minute break. And that's on like my third set.
Well, here's the thing with pre-workout. Yes, it's going to give you a little boost.
Yeah.
However, it's not the main factor that is going to help you push out those last
See,
reps.
the big thing I heard is focus.
Yes, focus.
Like, so what people tell me is like, okay, yeah, I take this pre-workout. It gives me an all right pump. It gives me all right energy, but its focus is really good. So what's that all about?
So
Just coming back a little bit, that's like the 3 big things of a pre-workout, right? Focus, energy, and pump.
yes. So basically, the goal of pre-workout is to give you that little boost. Let's say you got your final set on your final workout. You're not going to be as burnt out compared to if you are. If you aren't on pre-workout.
Yeah.
So, a big thing is that I tell a lot of people, mind to muscle connection. If you're not thinking about using the muscle, you're doing nothing for the muscle.
Yeah.
So that's why, often during our workouts, you feel me touching your muscle, telling you, use it. But I'm putting that in your head, and now your brain's thinking, I'm using this muscle. Especially on rear delt flies. A lot of people do them, but they say, I feel it in my traps more. I feel it in my mid back. Well, it's because you're not thinking about using you're not thinking about using your rear delts. Or I hear people say, I'm doing dumbbell bench press or I'm doing bench press, but I'm not feeling a good chest pump.
And so that was another big thing. I remember working out with you. Usually on my back days, I get a little pump in my biceps.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started working out with you, I didn't get that big of a pump, and I told you about it. And you said that was good because that means like I'm really working like the back. And if you start getting like a pretty good bicep pump on a back day, that's bad.
Yes.
Why? Why is that bad?
So basically, a lot of people's problem is on back day, they're either doing too high reps for their body or too heavy weight, and now the body is compensating by using other muscles. So on back day, all you should be really feeling is the muscles you're targeting. So if you're targeting the lats, that's what you should be feeling. If you're targeting the rhomboids, that's what you should be feeling. When you start feeling your biceps tightening up, that means your form's not correct.
Yeah.
Or you're doing too heavy weight. So to fix that, basically all you have to do is simply lower the weight, focus on your form, and start thinking, I'm using the back, I'm using the back, I'm using the back. Once you start doing that, your mind to muscle connection comes better. You're going to start seeing that you're going to be flexing in the mirror better. You're going to see muscles contract that you've never seen before. Also on bench press day, on chest day, a lot of people tell me, oh, my shoulders start hurting because I'm bench pressing. It's because form. Comes down to form and what weight you're moving.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing too heavy, your form's not going to be as good.
Mm.
And on chest day, a lot of people start saying their shoulders are hurting, like I was saying. That's their body compensating.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
People are not being taught about form, and I think that should be incorporated in like sports,
Mhm.
schools.
I
teaching
think with
about
a lot of like beginners, especially people going to the gym that aren't really, used to the big weightlifting scene. I think it's very important to put, the mind over matter. You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing, people that, because I hear it a lot. Oh, I want to go to a gym, but I'm intimidated. I'm scared. Don't be. You
See,
can't be.
Now, that was my huge thing. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to my big brother Gilbert. Now, when I started working out, I didn't know anything. I was super confused.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I don't know about this. But my brother Gilbert, he was like, listen, this is what I do. This is my workout regimen. Let's go on it. And I became really addicted. I remember one time I started working out in my garage. So in my garage, we have like a bench press. We have like a little cable machine.
Okay.
We have dumbbells like all the way up to like 60 pounds. So we have a pretty good setup. And I remember like it was at one point like I really like if you haven't, go on YouTube right now. It's for free. Watch Pumping Iron with Arnold, Lou Ferrigno, all those dudes. One of the biggest things that Arnold says for beginners and when you're gaining the weight, and he believes in, and which I really believe in too, is like a buddy system. Because if you have a pretty good workout and you know what you're doing and you're focused and you go to the gym by yourself, then you're going to have a good workout, right? No doubt about it. You know what you're doing. But to have that buddy system, to have that someone always pushing you all the time. I'll quote Arnold right here. He says it within yourself, you can laugh, you can have the good time. That's what it's all about. But at the end of the day, you're at such an advantage over someone who doesn't have a partner than if you did have a partner, because you will have that, someone there to push you.
100%. So when I started taking working out seriously, my sophomore year, I actually had my homie Larry working out with me. And you'll hear me often say it a lot when we're in the gym together with Carlos.
Yeah.
I'll say, oh, I'm pushing the 65s or I'm going to do 25s.
Yeah.
It's not to show off or to gloat. It's to get you guys to either do 65s with me or it's to do 70s. Because that's what I used to do with my homie Larry, we'd be doing, let's say we're doing dumbbell bench press, right? I'm going to grab the 60s. He's going to look at me and be like, oh, you're only going to do 60 pounds? Yeah. He's like, I'm going to get the 65s.
Yeah.
So that entices me to get up, do 65s, and do that workout right there.
And then you want to do 65. And it's crazy. It's honestly crazy to think that, we're pumping this way, but we are, and it's always a fun experience. Speaking of experiences, when we get drafted, there's a good chance we'll have to play this song while we're coming out. Of course, we have to go to a music break. And this is going to be Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater.
Just real quick, I just want to shout out my homie Jacinia, listening the whole time. Glad you're listening.
All right. And that was Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Whew, it's such a tongue twister. Guys, that's going to be a wrap for Season 2, Episode 4 of the T with D. That's a good one, boys. That's in the books.
Just real quick, I would like to shout out again, Jacinia and Cece, thank you for listening. My fraternity brothers, I know y'all are out there listening. Also, real quick, any gym goers that want to get in the gym, do it. Stop overthinking it. Don't be scared. Remember, the guys with big muscles were once you, scrawny or big, and they were scared also. So just get in there, do your thing, and get that pump, baby.
Thank you, JR. Thank you, Ozzy, for being on the show. We appreciate you all.
Thank you.
As always, stay cool, stay calm, stay collective out there, all my vaqueros and all my fans watching. This was your favorite freshman DJ 3D signing off. See you next Friday.